Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Sorry the audio is a little shitty, but couldn't get my mic to work. So I usually record my audio with my iPad, but because I'm literally talking about my iPad today, that just didn't feel right. So yeah. And if you can't tell, quarantine got the best of me and I cut my own bangs. I actually don't think they look that bad. I followed like a really simple tutorial, and if they do look bad and you're coming for me, I have a solid month until I give a shit. Because only warehouses are open on the 18th. So what I really want to discuss today is my animation process on Procreate. So I had no idea that Procreate had this option. I got my iPad back in November of last year. It was a Christmas gift from my parents, and because I live overseas and I was visiting home for Thanksgiving, they went ahead and gave it to me then. So they got me an iPad and an Apple Pencil, and you know, I hadn't drawn in years. I was really interested in visual art when I was younger, but I didn't end up studying that in college, and in high school I was like more into doing theater than visual art. So I was kind of worried that it would go to waste because I wanted to make art. I just like didn't know if I could, which is kind of dumb because anybody can make art. Anything is art. Like anything you have a passion for that requires like your uniqueness, that is art. So I went and started looking up different things about Procreate. I was like, okay, like this seems too good to be true. It's a one-time app purchase, $10. And you're telling me that people make these creations on it. So I, of course, went to YouTube to look up what I could do with it. And I saw that you can animate in Procreate. Like freaking what can't this thing do? You know what I mean? So I found this YouTuber. I think, oh man, she's from Eastern Europe. And I think the name of her channel is illustrateria. I thought she was Spanish, but she's from Eastern Europe. So I don't know if it's illustrateria or illustrateria. I don't really really know. I'm really sorry. But I'm a big fan of her videos. And she is what inspired me to start putting my creativity to use to make animations. Because even if I was just getting used to Procreate, this was like the easiest thing I could have ever found. And it was just animating simple things like fruits and I don't know, drinks and just like really simple stuff that you can like draw from life. So that being said, I'm actually gonna go ahead and show you my process of how I did my very first animation. So let's back it up. I tried this lemon animation for the first time in February, March. It's now May 14th, and I have gotten so much more confident in it. This is a 1 second animation. It took me 4 hours. It took me 4 hours, and I'll go ahead and put a clip in of that first animation. 4 hours. So this second time around, because I'm more confident in it now, because I understand layers, because I understand different types of layers as well, that's really beneficial to know, I was able to go through it in about 30 minutes. And could I have done a more detailed job? Yes, but I didn't. So I'm gonna go ahead and just show you my process via screen recordings of this lemon. So what I'm going to do here is start with the background color. So it is well known by a lot of artists that you don't want to draw on white. It's not the best thing to draw on for like a multitude of reasons. My reasoning is that I feel like it just doesn't do colors justice. I'm pretty much drawing this exactly from the tutorial that I watched. So if you'll notice, I copied the layers. Something that I did in the last attempt was I drew both lemon pieces, but like, why would I do that? Just copy it. I know it's lazy, but you know, the animation process is hard. So what I went ahead and did was I made a third layer and I made a clipping mask so that I could go ahead and make that nice shadow around the top of the lemon. Nice shadow there, see that? That's a clipping mask, and then I went ahead and I merged them together. So now that we've got a dark shade around there, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce an orange around the outside and clean up the whites and merge that orange back down from the clipping mask. Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Oh honey, though our friendship ceases from now on. Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. And just to give it a little bit of a dimension, you want to go ahead and add a lighter color to it as well. And again, this is all with a clipping mask. So if you have no idea about like masks or anything like that, the clipping mask is your best friend. I had no idea what that was. And then once I figured out what it was brilliant. It keeps the above layer only mark the layer that you select. So it's not gonna go outside the lines. It's the best thing in the world. So now we're just getting the inner part of the lemon here, and the pen that I generally use for everything is the technical pen. It's my favorite, it's the best. Going ahead here, we're just making some more dimension with color. I don't know anything about color theory, I just know like what looks good. Does that make sense? I don't know what that was. So kind of giving it more life with the white, kind of giving it a reflection because lemons are nice and juicy and they have a reflection. Making the seeds here. And basically we're making a shadow now for the seeds. So I have, again, a clipping mask, okay, so that I can go ahead and shade the seeds, but not get it anywhere else on the lemon. And then I'll take those two layers and I'll merge them together. Now hiding the seeds, I'm making that little pit part of the lemon just to go ahead and give it like a more realistic look. Now I know the color is kind of ugly in the middle, but like that gets fixed, so don't worry about that. And this is just playing with the work tool to make sure that it kind of wraps around and is more true to life, like remembering that things have, you know, curves and they're not just always straight will make things look a lot more realistic. And I made an oopsie there, it's fine. Told you that would get resolved, so just choosing, you know, the opacities and stuff, it all goes hand in hand. So I just made the pit part a little bit less opaque, opacitized, I don't know the word, anyway. And now for those little lines on the lemon. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just like go look at a lemon, you know what I mean? And see how those are all separate layers, because you want to go ahead and draw everything separately and then go ahead and put it all together so that you can work on everything individually and do clipping masks. Now this is the most important part, your animation assist. I can't work without the animation assist, it just helps me see things. And essentially what you're doing is you're creating layers. You're just creating layers. And we're gonna make the lemon look all thick and juicy, right? So I'm just drawing like drops of lemon juice from the top one that drip onto the bottom one and onto the subsequent whatever ground table, whatever it's on, okay? And what's cool about this, when you saw the animation going by really quickly, you can choose how quickly it goes, but I think we get to that at the end of the video. Now we don't want to forget about our bottom lemon. Go ahead and give that some life too, because, you know, homegirl has to look her best.
Look at how nice and supple she looks. Looking like a ding-dang dream. See, now she's got that nice dimension. It almost looks like a painting. Like the way that Illustrateria explained this, like visually in her tutorial, which I will obviously link as well. All her stuff looks like paintings, and it's just incredible that you can make something like this. You know, I love Procreate for that reason. And then you go ahead, once you're happy with your tears, I've been crying a lot in quarantine. Once you're happy with your drops of lemon juice, you go ahead and fill them in, because otherwise you'll have like empty drops of lemon juice, and that would just be weird. So I just chose like a white color. I don't think it was exactly white, but went ahead, just drew that in, and you have to draw them in layer by layer, because otherwise it'll just be a big droopy mess and you won't want to have to redo it. So go layer by layer, take your time. Honestly, my favorite part of drawing the droplets is when they finally like fall to the ground, like to the base of wherever they are. It's literally my favorite part. Like, look at that. A nice transition into just a little puddle.
This cut is fresh.
All right, and we'll see here. Nothing.
Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Oh, honey,
And then once we go ahead and finish up filling in our tears, oh my gosh, our lemon drops. Look it. And you can change the frames per second, like I said, so you can go fast or slow. This one is always hard for me to choose because I feel like it should be slower, but then it doesn't look very natural. So, and then there's your finished animation, everybody. So once you learn about masks, once you know how to use those masks confidently and you use Animation Assist, it is the most fun thing, and it is so amazing, and it makes you feel so proud. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you give it a try.
please don't talk about